Okay, my name's Cheryl. I'm from Singapore. Singapore is near the equator. It's in Southeast Asia, and it's really a little red dot. So in the Singapore education system, it is compulsory for everyone to go through grades 1 to 6. In Singapore, we call it primary school, so it's primary 1 to primary 6. And after that, students are tracked because they go through a major examination in grade 6, and they can either go to different streams such as the express stream, the normal stream, and the special stream. So the best is the express and the special stream, and you take 4 years to complete grades 7 to 10, and you sit for another major examination. If you're not as good, you take 5 years in a normal stream to complete the same curriculum in 5 years. So grades 7 to 10 in 5 years. And after that, we all sit for another major examination, and you are streamed again or tracked, where you either choose the academic route, where you take grade 11 and 12, or you go to what we call a polytechnic, some sort of a vocational school where you learn a vocational skill for about 3 years before you enter the job market. So if you're on the academic track, you go through grades 11 and 12, you sit for another major examination, and then you can go on to college. Okay, if you don't do well for one of the examinations, well, you either repeat it as a private candidate, so not within the school system, or you just go wherever your grades can take you. I think in Singapore, this is the country's perspective of the purpose of schooling, which is an economic purpose. So because Singapore the only resource in Singapore is human resource. So we don't have natural resources like water or land and so on. So we really depend on our people to actually help the economy to grow. So we need to make sure that our children are really educated well, because we're in a knowledge-based economy, and we need to be able to work with companies from other countries, and so they need to be able to learn languages. They also need to have awareness of the global nature of business and so on. So people are really our central resource. From my own experience, I would beg to differ, because so much emphasis has been placed on academic performance, such that perhaps very much less emphasis has been placed on anything else. So for example, people seem to define success based on academic performance, which in my own opinion, I feel that is kind of worrying, because they seem to have a very narrow view of what success really means. The Ministry of Education sees in Singapore, so they're trying to move away from this academic-based performance belief. So for example, the Ministry of Education used to rank schools, they used to rank even students, but now they're trying to take that away. And there's this dilemma, because when they take it away, parents get worried. They are asking, so how can we tell which is the best school? So parents could be are unhappy at one end, but on the other hand, if we don't do that, then there would always be that common belief that academic success is the only form of success. So that is something that Ministry of Education is trying to move away from. They're also trying to provide different routes to have an education. For example, some schools might offer programs which would eliminate one examination in grade 10. So for example, students who go to that school may only experience a major examination in grade 6 and grade 12 without having to sit for examination in grade 10. And that means greater autonomy for the teachers in terms of curriculum, because they can plan other things besides just basing their teaching for the test. So that could be one route. The Ministry of Education is also building or opening schools which center on the arts or sports. So that is other routes that the government is trying to take. It is very competitive. In my opinion, it is very competitive. The students are somehow managing, and we try and strike a balance, so they not only study, but we have extracurricular activities such as sports or arts performances where they can be part of groups to perform or to compete with other schools in terms of sports and so on. So hopefully that could help them to strike a balance and relieve a bit of stress in that sense. So the belief is that English is the common language that is used to unify the races together. So because back at home, we assume that they would speak their second language, or what we call their mother tongue. So the Chinese would speak Mandarin or a dialect, the Malays would speak Malay, and the Indians might speak Tamil, Hindi, and so on. So they come to school, and in grade 1, we assume that all are at the same level in terms of English language learning. So everyone starts from the basics and we move up. I think because of its size, it is quite manageable for the government to actually implement policies. So perhaps, unlike other countries, this will take place much more quickly and easier. So I think that is one strength that Singapore has. It could also be the government is also open to exploring, making the education scene an experimental ground to try new policies, new ideas. So I think that is another strength of the Ministry of Education. Well, come to Singapore. Come and see the education system and let me know what you think.